What's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Back like we ain't never left, baby. So, Trumpy. Oh, boy. Wow. Trumpy, let me tell you, you know how to become the perfect meme. You never fail in becoming such an incredible meme. You are the talk of the town, my friend. So, as you've probably already heard, the New York Times has come out with Trump's taxes. Now, I'm going to break this segment down into a couple parts, okay? So bear with me. The first part is I'm going to talk about what the New York Times says are in Trump's taxes, okay? And what that means. And then I'm going to play devil's advocate. Shocking, right? And then I'm going to explain how Trumpy Trump can make all this go away. So stay tuned, folks. Don't click that X button. Let's get into it. So, the current talk of the town is Trump paid $750 in taxes. Now, if this is true, then Trump has paid more in taxes than Amazon. Sad, but fucking true. All right. New revelations about Donald Trump's taxes have been thrown into the president's campaign. The lengthy investigation by the New York Times, which found Trump paid very little in taxes over the past decade, while claiming a huge refund, is part of a long effort by the news media to illuminate Trump's financial dealings in the face of his refusal to follow political tradition and release his tax returns. But the story is more complex than that, and let's get into it. The story suggests that Trump mostly avoided paying taxes the old-fashioned way, by losing money. Businesses only pay taxes when they generate a profit, and the story indicates that the president is hemorrhaging cash. He's hemorrhaging money, right? It only cites a few major moneymakers, and I think we can all guess what those moneymakers are. First is the television show The Apprentice, Trump Tower, and then a few other real estate investments. At the same time, it describes many, many more that are losing tons of money, right? His golf courses have lost $315 million, for example, while his hotel in Washington, D.C. has lost another $55 million. That appears to explain much of Trump's bills, because losses from those businesses can be used to offset profits, and businesses can carry those losses forward and backward in time to reduce their taxes in other years as well. Two things. So one of the things the Dems love attacking Trump on is saying he's not as rich as he claims to be. I never thought that was a great attack on him. I never thought that really held any water. I thought that was more of their hubris. Because at the end of the day, while he's not as rich as he may claim to be, he's still technically rich. Like, it's just a weird flex to me personally. Like, you're not as rich as you say you are. Yeah, but he's still rich. Weird flex. But I do believe he is hemorrhaging money from all those places explained. If you do any research on Trump, and one of the biggest ones that stuck out to me, and I researched this years ago when he was first running for the presidency, the Taj Mahal situation. Everybody told him not to invest in the Taj Mahal. They told him to avoid the Taj Mahal. What did he do? Dove headfirst in the Taj Mahal and lost tons of money. Fucked himself over. right? So this doesn't surprise me at all, okay? Hard-headed. So Trump has done things that the IRS tends to pay attention to or have noticed, right? One of which is like putting his daughter Ivanka on the payroll. And what he would do is call these people consultants, right? And pretty much what he did is he paid her $750,000. Now, the whole purpose of this, it's a tactic that's often used to avoid gift and estate taxes because I don't know if you know this, but there's a limit on how much the wealthy can pass on to their heirs tax free. So you put her on the payroll, you call her a consultant, and you pay her $750K. And what you're doing is essentially dodging the gift and estate taxes. Now, this is nothing new. Trump didn't invent this. He's not the first one to kind of use this tactic. So it's not surprising at all. So one of the things the New York Times release also shows, which is maybe surprising to some, not surprising to me, is that Trump owes hundreds, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. The tax return doesn't specify to whom. And Marcus Owens, a former top IRS official, came out with a statement. He says it's really unusual that he's so far in debt, and those debts are going to come due soon. And of course, it's not real clear to whom the debts are owed. And I mean, unless the IRS really delves deep into his business, the public won't know, right? The documents don't show who he owes all this money to. So look, the Dems are absolutely gleeful right now. They're absolutely ecstatic that this has happened. It's almost too perfect of timing, which is kind of going to segue into the next thing I have to talk about. But it's almost too perfect of timing that this has happened to drop, right? And please be on the lookout. I'm telling you now, I guarantee you right now that there's going to be ads, TV spots, YouTube ads, all talking about Trump and his taxes and not paying them. They're going to be splattered everywhere. Be on the lookout for that. They're going to be talked about during the debate. It's going to be talked about all throughout the campaign trail heading into election day. Okay, so now that that's kind of out of the way, remember the magic number was $750, right? Is what Trump paid. So a couple things, right? People that aren't into politics, right? Johnny Everybody's and Susan Know Nothings. From what I've seen, this has infuriated them because you don't have to be into politics and be a stark raving Democrat or a happy go lucky Republican. Just regular everyday people not into politics. Guess what they do? They pay their taxes. So when they see that somebody is skipping out on paying their taxes, it pisses them off, right? Now, I'm not talking about the people knee deep into politics. I'm not talking about that 30% that won't leave Trump. I mean the Susan Everybody's and the Johnny Know Nothings. When they see this, it does something. It triggers them because we all pay our taxes. We see our taxes come out of our check, federal, state, some places pay car taxes. We all have to cough up and pay our taxes, correct? So when they see somebody so wealthy not have to pay taxes, it definitely triggers something in them. Okay, so that's one. That's one. Two, Trump is vehemently denying these allegations and says it's all wrong, and he's refuting all claims. I spoke to some of my centrist friends, and they said they don't know if they believe it because it comes from the New York Times, of all places. So because of the source, right, they're not believing it. And the New York Times obviously won't reveal their source as to where and how they got his taxes, because you don't reveal your fucking source, because then now your source isn't going to fucking give you shit anymore because you outed them. So, if you're in that camp, this is the devil's advocate. If you're in that camp and you're not believing the New York Times because you feel there's a bias, right? And you feel like they're not revealing their source, and who are we to automatically believe some bullshit that they put out? It could be entirely wrong. Look, the Dems have gotten and consistently have gotten it wrong with Russiagate. They won't get off that. They're stuck on Russiagate. It's a fantasy. Rachel Maddow inflated her career off of Russiagate, right? The Dems have been wrong about the PP tapes, right? Things along those lines. So they've been wrong before. Granted, I'll give you that. I'll give you guys that. So, how can we prove that this is correct information? Boys and girls, I'll give you a second to think about it. Time's up. Trump, you yourself release your taxes. If the documentation they're putting out is incorrect, there is one way to checkmate them. It is one way to shut them up. It is one way to make the Dems look bad, needy, and absolutely stark raving mad. It is you yourself release your tax returns. I can't think of a bigger checkmate. Now you've dodged the taxes situation so many times. You said you were being audited. In the documentation, it shows you are being audited, right? You weren't lying about that. The IRS is all up in your business, bro. But we've come to this line in the sand, right? So if they are presenting false information, if they are lying, then show it. Show them they're lying. Shut them up. Shut them up. That'd be a major checkpoint for you, and they'd have to run away with their tails between their legs, right? But then some people that I've spoken to says, well, he shouldn't have to prove himself. He shouldn't have to do it. He shouldn't have to do it. He shouldn't have to prove his tax returns to show that they're wrong. He shouldn't have to do that. He shouldn't have to be pressured to do such a thing. Let's rewind back a little bit. Obama. Do you remember the birthergate? Do you remember that? When they were pressuring him and coming out falsely of where he was born and that he's not an American, etc., etc., etc. Now we all could have easily said, he don't got to prove himself. He don't got to give any documentation and prove these people. What did he do? He coughed it up. Shut them all up. I've seen some of the strictest Republicans shut up about that birther movement because they were proved wrong. He gave the documentation. Not that they liked Obama anymore after that, let's just be clear. But that particular attack, they stopped. They had no choice. Trump can do the same thing. Just you put out your tax returns. The New York Times would have to retract everything. All the Dems would have to apologize. Something tells me he won't, though. Something tells me that's not going to happen. Now, how big of a deal is this to me? Not that big. Because I've always suspected this. I've always suspected that there were wrongdoings and the stuff we were going to see in his tax returns were cringy and just horrible, and that we, the regular people, were still paying our taxes. Look, Trump's not doing anything that any other wealthy person isn't doing. I don't want to say any other wealthy person, but the top 1% and all these. You think Trump's the only politician doing this shit? There are Democrats that are doing shit like this. I guarantee you. The focus is on Trump right now, but he's not the only one. He ain't the only one. He is just playing the game that was set up. That's the other problem. Is that the Democrats included, and Matt from the Matt and Zach show said something like along these lines on Twitter, and he was referring to Nancy Pelosi in the statement. I don't have it in front of me right now, but pretty much what it signaled was like these people helped establish the system that could be played in the way it's being played. You understand what I'm saying? All he's doing is playing the game. You set the system up. You plug the cords in. He's playing the game that you set up. So yes, we can hold Trump accountable, but y'all are part of it too. Y'all helped create this system. So, very interesting. Expect him to get, demolished for days on end. Expect the Dems to be full of hubris. And just know, some of our favorite Dems, right, are doing the same shit in different ways. They're also playing the system. They're also playing that game, right? Amazon is currently playing that game. And so, yeah, that's my conclusion. I'm going to believe the New York Times article unless Donald Trump proves him wrong. He can easily do it. Snap of a finger. Prove him wrong. Shut him up. Shut everybody up. Don Magic Wand. Shut him up. You have the power to do it. But I don't think you will. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How do you feel about Trump paying this tiny amount in taxes? Do you think this is going to cost him election? Do you think this is going to be pivotal in the election going forward? Do you think it's going to change people's minds? Or do you think it's just going to blow over like so many other things? And do you believe the New York Times? Do you think what they're saying is accurate? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Keep it polite. Keep it decent. Lately, you guys have been really, really interactive, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, a Venmo, and a Patreon. Links are in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
Sometimes I'm feeling high, but sometimes I'm feeling low. I wanna stay inside, I could call my bed my home. I've been trapped inside my mind, that's what keeps me in the zone. I think that I'll be fine, but I do not really know, yeah. It's too late for me, not too late for you. To be great, you see, the pain's worth the truth. I don't wanna be just someone that's new. I speak my mind so free, so you could hear the truth. Yeah, I know that we all have fear. In the back of our minds we hear the devil that's in our ear. Let it push you to see more clear. I don't wanna think about the pain no more. Everybody's not the same. We all open different doors. Yeah, we've all got different brains. That's what keeps starting these wars. I just stay within my lane, hope my words even score. I just try to keep it real.